And there are trainings that call themselves transpersonal. In my experience, what that means for most people is certain spiritual beliefs, which is all fine, but you can be thinking about all of those things and not necessarily ever be introduced to the notion of being awake, which is awake to the immediacy of being alive without being involved in the hypnotic suggestions of who we think we are. One of the main things that causes people to have a problem in their life and to seek help is that they have a hypnotic suggestion, they have a conditioning that it's not okay to take the time you need to learn something. People think their suffering is involved with their story of who they think they are. Like, I'm suffering because I have this in childhood or this or that. But really, the suffering is at the level of the beliefs they've formed based on those experiences. It's not the experiences themselves, per se.
The part that fascinates me the most from this seminar was his conversation about worrying, and worrying being negative prayer. I have a number of clients that worry is so much part of what they talk about. And if I can switch it to be more about, it's a prayer, but it's a negative prayer, I think that's actually can be a very, very useful tool.
Finding True Magic. This is the textbook for my trainings. There's enough material in here easily to cover 600 hours and more of training. In the course, one of the main teachings that you learn is that the way we learn is through repetition and vividness. If something is very, very vivid, we need less repetition. If something's not so vivid, we need more repetition.
I've known Jack for almost 10 years now, and the reason I keep coming back is because every time I see him, he enlivens and revives some part of me that I'd forgotten. And after taking this course almost 4 years ago, 2010, this has been a really nice refresher and a reminder to always be open and curious to any information. No matter what it is you think you know, you can learn something new, and you can get something new out of any experience.
After I taught this course for about 10 years and I was taping it, I just got this idea that I should offer a distance learning course, so I put one together from those tapes. The distance learning course is a fantastic complementary method of doing this training. I recommend people who are serious about working in this field that they do a minimum of 300 hours of study. And a very good way to get that 300 hours is to do 150 with the live training, 150 with the distance learning. A strength of the distance learning course is that you can revisit the material over and over again.
You know, Jack does a really good job of distilling all the information and breaking the concepts down into kind of different ways. So even if you've heard it before, he might have a slightly different take, and it can really be useful, because I find that when you're working with lots of different people, some people just need to hear it slightly differently. And so the more times I hear it in a slightly different way, the more tools it gives me to kind of apply it to other people.
It's discussions, demonstrations, questions and answers, little mini lectures, but it's very much experiential, more than just intellectual.